Deadlines. Before I was published, I had to create my own deadlines. So what I did is I got an old-fashioned big calendar that had the big boxes month by month, and I wrote deadlines for myself in ink that I made a promise to myself were non-negotiable. So I would write every 2 weeks that a new chapter was due to myself. And because I had it there in my calendar, it motivated me to do the work. There's a million excuses that will come up from other people, from your own mind, that will distract you from your writing, especially if you feel discouraged or your ego's trying to send messages to you of skepticism about your chances of being published or making it as a published writer. I remember my ego doing that. My ego used to tell me that people who were published were somehow genetically different than me. Did you ever have that feeling? I felt almost like they were born that way. And my father's a writer. I should have known better. But there was just my ego, because this is what I found. The bigger your purpose, the louder your ego is. It's a one-on-one correlation. If your ego is screaming at you, "You can't get published, who do you think you are? It'll never work, don't even try." Does your ego sound like that? All kind of high screechy? If your ego's saying that, you can bet that means that your soul has a very big purpose, and that your books, not just one book, your books are going to help a lot of people. Your books may be helping the environment, animals, children. You never know the ripple effect. But what I do know is that there's this real irony in being a writer. To do writing, you have to go within. You have to be introverted. You have to stay quiet in your mind and sit in front of that typewriter or laptop, or if you're handwriting it, you have to do the daily writing. And so what I do is I make sure that every single day I write at least a half hour. Most of my books have been written in little increments of time. It's a myth, and it's probably perpetuated by the ego that doesn't want us to do this work, because the ego wants to remain in fear. So it's a myth that you have to wait till you're retired and you have a whole year to write a book. That's not going to happen. Talk to retired people. They don't have any more time than people who've got jobs. Am I right, retired people? Right? But you do have 5 minutes here, and you've got 10 minutes there. And what I learned is to carry a little notebook around with me. Or these days, I've got my phone that's got a little notepad on it that I can type. Do not make the mistake of thinking you're going to dictate to a voice memo and then type it up someday. You'll never do it. Let's be real. But if you can read it, you will use it for your book. Those ideas that are given to you are gems that become your books. So here's what I did. Here's because I'm really down to earth. Are you like me? Maybe because I'm triple earth sign, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, right? Okay. So I took 12 pieces of paper, because most books are 12 chapters, and I wrote 12 different topics for my one big topic in my book. And then I started putting my little sheets from my notepad and from articles that I was reading that were relevant, and I laid them on each of the 12 pieces of paper. And I made my room really messy, and I had 12 piles. And that's how I wrote my first book. Why make it difficult on yourself? And in fact, why not even ask for more help? The angels. This is my secret weapon. People ask me, how do I write 7 books every year? On average, I write 7 books every year. And the way that I write these books, I'm going to let you in on it, is with the help of Archangel Gabriel. Archangel Gabriel is known as the messenger angel. This is the famous angel that delivered the "Behold, I bring you glad tidings of great joy," the Christmas story. And did you know, this is a little known trivia fact, Gabriel's the only angel that speaks in the Bible. Isn't that interesting? There's all those angels, and Gabriel's the only one that talks. And Gabriel still talks to us 2,000 years later. And it doesn't matter what religion you are, Doesn't matter what your faith is, whether you've been naughty or nice. Gabriel wants to help other messengers, earth angels like yourself, to get the message out. So in this new book that just came out, a month ago? It's called The Miracles of Archangel Gabriel. There are chapters in here of people who, like you and I, dreamed about being published, and some of them were screenwriters, some of them were journalists for magazines and newspapers, and some dreamed of writing books. They got published. The stories are all in here with the help of calling on Archangel Gabriel. So what Gabriel does, and I'm going to do an invocation for you if you like. You like that? Okay. What Gabriel does, each of the archangels have their own personality. You know, I've written about Michael, and I wrote about Raphael with their own books, and I've written about all of them in books such as Archangels 101. They all have their different distinct purposes. Like us, we all have a different purpose, and they all have their different energies. One of the personality traits of Gabriel is that this angel is what I call a nudging angel. Let me translate. Gabriel's really pushy. How many here sometimes dream about being published, but you just seem to not have that motivation to write every day? Okay. Thanks for being honest with me. That's an honest answer. Once we invoke Gabriel in your life, this angel will not let you stop writing. So, if you don't want Gabriel, we can put a little shield over you, but I'm assuming you want to write. This angel will push you until that book is done masterfully. And one of the things I love is that this angel dictates the book, dictates beautiful sentences, so that when I turn them into Hayhouse, we virtually don't have to edit much at all. It's effortless this way. Because as I said, writing is a lot of work in terms of you have to commit to actually write. It's not enough to dream it, it's not enough to affirm it. You have to write. Okay? So Gabriel is the angel who will make you enjoy that process, who will actually help you to keep your kids quiet. And your husband saying, it's okay, honey, to go do something by yourself for an hour. You'll have that peace and that space with the help of Archangel Gabriel. So, let's go ahead and do an invocation without any further delay. Okay? This archangel is unlimited, non-denominational, and unconditionally loving. This archangel wants to help everyone who calls upon Gabriel. Dear Creator, we thank you for this gift of the messenger angel Gabriel. We are earthly angel messengers who desire to help the world through our writing. We desire to uplift the world's energies, to bring about inspiration, entertainment, and new wisdom through the written word. But we need your help. Archangel Gabriel, we ask that you come to each and every writer here in this room today and stay with each of us around the clock, every day, every minute. Gabriel, you know what's in our heart. You know our life's experiences. You know what's in our minds and our energy fields and our life purpose. Gabriel, we need your help to have the motivation and the courage to express these messages through us, through the written